I asked around about this thing. Best description I was given was the big computery ball.
Beings filled with compassion, they sure look violent.
My sensors are picking up abnormalities from below the ground!
We'll have to head down and investigate.
Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham walkthrough part 9, I think, and this is the Jailhouse knock level. One of the 3 where you have to go into the Lantern's planet, steal that particular trait of the Lantern so you can put all the other heroes back together. And this was really the point of the game I was talking about earlier in the walkthrough, where it seems confused as to what it wants the enemy to be, because for the first, I'd say about a third of the game, it's Brainiac, and now you have to fight the Lanterns to get this stuff back, even though it doesn't really feel like you're fighting anybody when you're going after the Lanterns. It just kind of feels like they don't understand that you need it to put people back to normal, and I know some of them are bad Lanterns, but I don't know, this whole thing didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't really know much about this area of the DC Comics people, so the level itself though is still pretty cool. I like the theme of it, the more jungly kind of bluer, purplish, pink, or whatever color it is theme, and it is pretty fun because you get to play as Martian Manhunter, and I don't like fighting as Martian Manhunter, but I don't really mind playing, as him in general. He's got a lot of cool powers, and he can turn giant. He has the sensor power of Batman. He has the laser powers, which are really helpful, and the thing that makes him annoying are just his finishing moves take way too long, so it takes you like 5 seconds to kill one guy, and that's a whole 2 or 3 seconds you're not in control of your character, and that just gets really annoying sometimes. I kinda miss the days of Lego Batman 1 where they'd pile you with enemies and you'd hit them once or twice and they'd go flying off and you had no silly finishing moves, you just hit them and you fought like a normal fight. You didn't have to grab them with your giant fist after coming from the ground and send them flying into the black holes. Anyway, this giant spider, who Martian Manhunter is extremely keen on keeping alive, needs to be killed because it's a spider. Sadly, it does not die, and to get it down, just use the sensor to show the golden object, and then laser that down. And for this part, you don't have to switch to Martian Manhunter's big form, but it does help a little bit when getting rid of those leaves on the wall, so I switched to it just to knock him off, and then you'll want to switch back to his regular form, and you want to use his sensor ability to look through the wall. This puzzle is like any other. It looks a little bit challenging sometimes, but it really isn't. For this one, just move all of the blocks until they are the up and down arrows, and you should only have to move each one about 3 times, I think, and then they will all glow and the bridge will open for the other people. I think I'm going to close my door really quickly. Hopefully that's a little bit quieter. I don't know if my microphone can pick up the heater in the background, but anyway, once you get this way, I don't know what I missed because I looked off the screen for 5 seconds. Anyway, once you get into this area, you can have a door puzzle that shows up in a couple of Lego games. The last one I remember it being in was Lego Batman, or Lego Harry Potter 2 at the end of the 4th movie, where you go through the maze and you have to build the statue so you can get through the different spots in the maze. And it even reminds me of Zelda, where you have to go into the forest and you have to walk through certain places. You have to walk through the correct pathways. And it was always so much fun in Zelda trying to figure out that pathway. And then you realize it was extremely easy and it was kind of like, oh, but before it was easy, it was fun. So this is basically the same thing. You'll notice 3 doors in this room and a ton of enemies that I kind of get rid of just a couple of times. And when you are done looking around and exploring and just trying to not make any progress, then you'll want to switch to the demolition suit, and you'll notice that there are golden or silver chains holding that skeleton onto that wall in the background there. So you'll want to you'll want to use Cyborg to switch to his demolition suit, and then you can destroy those and build the pump that you need to get the statue to spawn. Or actually, I think you destroy it to build the statue, then you can step on the pump that'll activate the doors. You'll see it here in a second. So just knock down the walls, start building the statue. And sadly, this door puzzle really isn't difficult at all, because number one, the statue, once you step on that switch, he will beam a laser that will open up the doors in the order that you need to enter them. And in case you forgot which order it was, you just have to follow the studs. And I kind of felt they didn't need the stud guide, but you know, it is a Lego game. It's not really meant to be super difficult. So the first door is this one on the left here for me. I don't know if this is random for everybody or if it's the same. If it's random, just follow what he does or follow the studs that show up in the doors, and then you'll eventually enter the last door and you'll get into the next area. You will run into this puzzle one more time, but it's just about as easy as that one was.
That means there's no turning back.
So be sure to save here, just in case the game crashes. You do not want to have to redo this level, or really any level if you can help it. Although maybe you do want to redo it, I don't know. And then you'll notice there's a ton of electricity here. So switch over to the electro suit that Cyborg has, walk on over to the other side. You can't actually destroy that generator, but what you can do is destroy these 3 Lego glowing bricks that will allow you to build a treadmill for the Flash. And that head symbol that shows up on the right there, that kind of looks like Martian Manhunter to me, but that's actually Brainiac's symbol. So you need to come back here in free play as Brainiac or some other character who has that ability, and you'll be able to open up that door for, I'm guessing, a mini kit, possibly a red brick, some kind of collectible. Anyway, you'll notice that that's a treadmill, but Flash can't get over, so you need to walk back here with Cyborg, and then switch to Martian Manhunter and use his sensor ability to open up this wall. And once you notice you can bust it open, switch to his giant form, break it down, and then you'll want to switch back to Cyborg so you can build the magnetic wall, and then you'll want to walk up it. And once you're up here, stick your electrical gun into the node, and you'll be able to suck up the electricity from the generator, which will allow the Flash to pass. Now here on the treadmill, something interesting kind of happened. You'll notice when I switch to him and then I get on the treadmill, that meter that shows how much the treadmill is charged, I jump off it before it's finished, and I'm really not sure how I did that, but right here, jumped off right before it finished, and then I wandered around for a few minutes because I couldn't figure out what I had done wrong, and it was just that little sliver I hadn't completed. So I cut out the part of me wandering around, and I just went back, finished it off, and the elevator went up, destroying the bridge in the process, a very poor bridge. And all you have to do is wait for it to come back down so you can jump up here. Now there's a couple of things you want to do here. First, pull down this box and kill any enemies if you want, but like I've said before, I find it much easier just to not kill them. And then you'll want to build the electrical node that you can put the power that you stored as Cyborg into here, so charge this up, and then that door will open up. And here is the second, and I believe final puzzle.
You unbelievably annoying little pests.
I didn't realize she knew you, Cyborg.
Of course, I mean final door puzzle. And this is pretty much the same thing. You just need to get the statue to activate and follow the doors that it blasts open, or just follow the yellow brick studs. So destroy the glowing blocks that are around here. There's a couple of them, and eventually you'll be able to start building them. I don't know what I did there to get that, like 8, 9, 7, 6, 10. I counted wrong. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 count combo there. That was kind of cool. Anyway, once you get it free, you can both step onto the pumps here, or the switches, whatever you want to call them, and follow the order that he opens up the door, and then you'll want to do the same thing. Again, I don't know if this is random, or if this is the exact same for me as it is for you. If you've played this level, let me know if it's the same for you. That'd be kind of interesting to know. Anyway, just follow the studs, and you'll go through the fourth and final door and get to the boss.
Ah, look. The power battery is all broke. I still want it, though.
Cyborg, maybe repairing it will restore order to this world.
Insufferable piles of unspeakableness! Get them! Get out of here! Big, ugly, power-smelling morons!
The central power battery fills the Indigo Tribe with compassion.
Well, this is an interesting boss. I don't know if she follows the rule of 3 like the others have, or I can't remember. I guess we'll find out by the end. But it's also a pretty lengthy boss. In my timeline, it seems to take up about 1/3 of the time of the entire level. So first, save. That way, if something does go wrong, then you can always come back here without having to redo it. And you'll just want to beat around this woman as much as you can. And at first, she'll happily come up and attack you. Later on, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get her to do that. But then she's going to climb up here.
Come and get me, you worthlessly pitiful!
And you'll just want to keep getting rid of a couple of the enemies if you can. And then you'll want to switch to Martian Manhunter so you can use his sensor ability to open up this block. And you want to use Cyborg's magnetic suit to pull it down. That way you can free the enemies and also kind of annoy her. And here you won't be able to damage her very much. You can try, but she'll just jump out of the way. So you'll want to keep destroying the enemies that you have, and eventually she'll do something different. I think she jumps on the second box again, but I can't actually remember. I don't know why this whole level is just kind of erased from my memory. Probably should have looked at the video before I narrated, but I will persevere. So anyway, just destroy the people that come, and if you keep trying to attack her, she's just gonna jump out of the way kind of annoyingly. I thought maybe being the Flash, I'd be able to chase her, and you actually can chase her as the Flash. You saw me kind of teleporting to where she was almost, but you can't damage her, and that's just kind of, it's always annoying. It's like, why can't I damage you? Give her more hearts. Let me pound on her. I want a boss that takes the entire level to kill, like at the end of Lego Star Wars 2, where it takes the whole level to kill the Emperor. I mean, that was such a fun boss fight. Anyway, just keep walking around, keep hitting people, and why can't I remember what you're supposed to do here? It'll happen in a second. I know this is not professional, but why am I having such a hard time remembering? Well, I have no idea. I was sitting there watching it, and she finally attacked me, so I have no clue. I guess you just have to wait and have her hit you once, and then you'll be able to damage her, and she'll jump up on that second box. And I think for that box, you have to do the exact same thing as you did with the first one, and eventually you should be able to take out her final heart, and that'll be it for this level.
I hope there is still some compassion left in Indigo 1. Otherwise, it will not work.
Truly have compassionate hearts to have restored our battery, Justice League.
It wasn't for entirely selfless reasons. We are in need of your energies on Earth.
You have quelled the violence in our hearts and filled it once more with compassion, I willingly offer you my assistance. Fight now!
Mom.